Ray, have anything?
You have a contract for watershed services for a lump sum of $59,000. The price excludes additional umbrella insurance coverage, which the contractor estimates will be about $5,000. Your broker has recommended two changes. One that the products completed section of this policy should be kept in place for the Virginia statute of limitations for a period of 2 years. The other is that the umbrella coverage of $2 million is minimal and should be at least that. Their contract calls for $1 million per occurrence with an umbrella of $1 million. The recommendation here is that the board authorize the board president to sign the watershed spillway repair contract as presented for pending approval by the DCR and including the following contract amendments. An important note here is that this design plan is now, should be, as of today, before the DCR board to review and to approve. And it may take 2-3 months for that to happen.
John?
Now, they told us 30 days when they were here. They said they would turn it around for us in 30 days. So I'm hoping they'll.
They didn't turn it over to the DCR without an awful lot of prompting.
Okay,
that just happened.
We're arguing about something we have no control over.
Right.
It will be what it is.
Right. I'd like to address the additional insurance. On the one hand, we have budgeted $45,000. We have a contract that we're looking at for $59,000, with the possibility of that escalating by another $5,000. I recommend that we bite the bullet, accept what I believe to be minimal risk, and not buy the additional $5,000 worth of insurance.
Steve?
Well, I agree with John.
Okay. Is that all you had your hand up for?
That's all I can think of right now.
Okay.
Just trying to get in the queue.
Does everybody recall all the history associated with what we're doing now? Is there anybody that's hazy on where we are with this contract and why we have reached the point where we're at? Okay.
Okay.
It's complex, so I want to make sure everybody remembers the issues. Steve?
I would like to point out there's really no decision on our part until the DCR approves this. I mean, we can discuss it for 20-30 minutes tonight, but until the DCR approves it.
But we should approve it so that if they come back tomorrow, we don't have to wait until next month to debate it again.
Correct.
And I think the way the resolution's been put forth, it's pending approval by the DCR. So I think we need to address it tonight and get on with it.
I agree with John. I think we should be prepared to take action with the contractor as soon as we get the approval from DCR. We shouldn't wait for another board approval cycle. If the board can find its way here, do that. Pat.
What do we get budgeted, John?
I beg your pardon?
Budgeted 45?
We budgeted 45, the contract is for 59 with plus 5.
But every other alternative we looked at was over 100 grand.
That's correct.
I make a motion that we authorize the manager to sign this contract.
With or without the,
Minus the insurance?
I move that we don't have the,
Without the contract
Extra
doesn't call,
insurance, extra.
without the
yeah,
extra.
the contract doesn't call for it. I'm making a motion that we sign the contract as amended earlier, but not with the extra insurance, which is not part of the contract.
Okay. Let's discuss that motion. Ray, are you still there? I can't see behind Pat.
Right here.
Ray, I think you have some arguments as to why the insurance is not excessive.
Well, first of all, I recognize and appreciate that an expert, your broker, has advised you that coverage is insufficient. And you could entertain and discuss all the possible scenarios as to why it isn't. But they were quite surprised at the low number of the umbrella that was offered by this contract. They said it, in fact, was kind of unusual, and I think it's unusual. I haven't seen low figures like this, and I'm kind of surprised that they're offering this. The site is going to be, the construction site is going to be unguarded. You have access by any resident. We did have an occurrence when we were at this clubhouse when it was under construction last year, where a cyclist went over a dirt pile and hit a backhoe head on. Give him a huge lawsuit. And in today's litigious world, I think a $5,000 little added insurance is not a big number, considering that the exposure you have even from the most insignificant things. And this is a construction project that involves a spillway. You could say that if there was a weather event and for any reason the spillway collapsed, took away your sewer and water lines to the south side, and restricted and eliminated all exit or egress from the south side of the property, you could be faced with some serious liability issues. And I would recommend that you follow the advice of the broker and increase the insurance coverage of the umbrella portion of that.
Just the umbrella.
Yeah,
The
for 5,000.
to 5 million?
2 million at the cost of 5,000.
Yes.
$2 million at the cost of $5K.
Ms. Kim,
Well, that's not quite the way I interpret this. The USI recommendation, this is the bottom of page 1, is for coverage for 2 years.
That's another option. Yeah, that's another.
Now,
That's
why-
I mentioned
why-
that the first part of the introduction.
Why would we need a higher coverage for 2 years? And if we didn't, how long does Watershed's $1 million coverage extend?
I haven't seen a copy of the policy that needs to be.
Those two separate issues,
Yes.
really, one is $1 million for some duration, and the other one is $2 million, well, and they've said that duration is not long enough, it should be longer. Then the second issue is the ceiling of the coverage is, according to our broker, insurance broker, whom I would certainly expect to be pushing added insurance, is recommended that we have added insurance. Surprise, surprise.
But they're not getting a commission.
I understand, but I've never known an insurance broker, right, Susie, who doesn't feel that more is better.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with you more than